The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Thursday morning to everyone, and as always, welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. I am Ed, and I got Miss Carol and Pedro with me this morning, so good morning, y'all.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So there are no interest groups tonight. Sorry that you guys don't have anything for you tonight, but again, as I always tell you, just look at it as an opportunity to maybe create a group of an interest that you might be interested in. Over the course of the years we've been doing this, I'm not going to say which groups are going to be successful or not. You never know until we start one, right? So I do know that not everybody, has an interest that nobody else is interested in. So again, if you got a group in mind that you think folks will be interested in, and hey, give us a email at info@blinding.org, discuss it with me, and maybe we can do that for you. So, but anyway, I did something where I'm doing a lot of stuff that, basically pertains to us in the blind and visually impaired community. So, just headlines that I found that, I thought might be interesting in. So the first one, we're going to go ahead and get started with that one, is about smart home technology and things that are in the mix that are going to really make our homes truly a smart home for us. So check this out, and we'll have a conversation on the other side.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first article. For years, the promise of the smart home has dangled just out of reach for many of us, feeling more like a complicated hobby than a seamless tool for independence. You might have a smart speaker from one company, smart light bulbs from another, and a smart thermostat from a third. The result is often a digital juggling act, forcing you to navigate multiple apps and ecosystems that refuse to cooperate. It's a frustration that turns convenience into a chore. But according to recent headlines, that era of digital confusion may finally be coming to an end. A major consortium of leading tech manufacturers has announced a new universal standard, a common language that could allow all our smart devices to finally talk to each other. This isn't just a minor technical update, it's a potential revolution for accessibility. Imagine a future where you don't have to ask if a new smart lock works with your specific hub or speaker. Instead, you can buy any device with the new universal certification, and it will simply integrate into your home network. The concept is similar to how Wi-Fi works today. You don't need a special kind of Wi-Fi for each brand of laptop or phone. This new standard aims to do the same for the Internet of Things, creating a truly unified and intelligent living space. The implications for the blind and visually impaired community are profound. A unified system means a single point of control. Instead of wrestling with 3 different apps, each with its own accessibility quirks, you could manage your entire home through one, fully accessible interface. A single voice command like "Good night" could simultaneously lock your doors, adjust the thermostat, turn off all the lights, and arm your security system, regardless of who manufactured each component. This level of integration lowers the cognitive load and removes the barriers that currently make smart home technology feel fragmented and unreliable. It transforms the home from a collection of gadgets into a responsive, cohesive environment that genuinely enhances safety and independence. They paint a picture of a future where our devices are more integrated, more connected, and potentially more accessible than ever before. What are your thoughts on this? We'd love to hear them. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, hey, it sounds amazing to me. Of course, this is things we've only seen in, movies per se, right? Because, of course, they can make anything happen in a movie. But, I specifically think of one like, what was it, Back to the Future 2, I believe it was, where, when he actually went into the future and and they ended up going into his house, where with his kids and whatever. But anyway, the house knew it was him. Allowed him to come in the house, and they greeted him, and but bottom line, he was able to just voice control the whole house, man. And I mean, that to me, it would be amazing, especially for us, right? I mean, again, I like that little thing, okay, you just say good night and bottom line, boom, your house light shuts down. You know what I'm saying? I was talking with George in the evening and he has a regular routine at a certain time. He calls it closing up shop, where he goes around and closes all the windows and does all these various things, just to get ready for the evening, right? So, just again, just, having the ability to just give simple commands and do certain things within your house. I mean, imagine that all your stuff is connected. Whether it's your air fryers or your microwaves or again your thermostats and all that kind of stuff. I think that would be just totally amazing. You know what I'm saying? So again, I look forward to that coming out. I'll be glad when they get that system worked out and people can start using that. I think that would be amazing again. So anyway, that's what I got, Carol.
I mean, it sounds exciting to me. You're right. To just be able to come home and not have to worry about finding this control and that control and remembering this and that, just to keep it simple to where you just actually have comfort and it relaxes you when you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. So I'm excited, just the future of all of these things that can help us live our best life. Oh my God. Come on with it. I'm excited about it.
Well, I mean, it's coming. I just don't, it doesn't say how long it's going to be. So I don't know, Pedro. You heard about this technology coming around?
Yeah, all that is possible now. The problem is that you have devices that only work with certain hubs, like the Alexa only works with Alexa labeled plugs, and those plugs that they're not enabled with a home kit with Apple, you can't use them. So it's either you pick a certain ecosystem, or you pick this ecosystem, or you pick that other one. Like it becomes daunting, and then it locks you into place. Like you could already say good morning and have your blinds open up on their own. You could have your smart lock as well already with fingerprint password, uh with a numeral password and stuff like that. They got some with face ID now as well, locks. You could walk up to your car nowadays and have just your Apple Watch and get close to it and knows you already, and you just unlock your car like that. So they have these routines already, even with the shortcuts app on the iPhone. You could say, "Oh, I'm driving home," and it could get your favorite playlist, get your route ready, start warming up your home or cooling it down. You could have all this set up. It just depends on what ecosystem you want to play with and which one is more convenient to you. But with this universal language, this universal thing that I always push for universal things. It's better for us, you know. I have plugs that I don't use that is so other company that I had to create a password in their website just to link it doesn't make sense why I cannot link this device to my Alexa or my A lady. Sorry about that, guys that are listening. Sorry if I think make your device go off, but your A lady. Why I cannot just link it like that? And sometimes, yeah, it's able to search Wi-Fi, but it's not as great. You know, I have a washing machine. It's a smart washing machine, but I have to use it with its Sansom app. I cannot connect it to my HomeKit. I cannot connect it to my A Lady or my Google. So it's like, you know, we're there. We just needed this to get it more ease of access. And ease of access makes it so better for us, but even for the public, because think about it. Um when things are more accessible and easier, people gravitate to those, especially us and regular folks as well. So having this universal language is pretty. So this is a great step. I know we have probably air fryers that only work with the A lady. Now they could work with the home kit. We have microwaves that are be activated by these smart hubs and stuff. I
Mm.
know Alexa just put out their smart their Echo that is a hub as well, has a temperature reader and everything in there. And it could be your central hub to all your A lady devices. So that's
Right,
pretty
but
dope. Monica
Mm-hmm.
has an air fryer that she could control with her voice, and able to put it to the home kit and not always dependent on the A lady is dope too. You know, she,
Mm.
we have a TV. She controls it with her voice to change the channels when she wants to tune in, turn it off, play music, all voice activated. It's here. It just some of these companies were not playing nice with each other, and now with this universal language and guidelines, or however they want to call it, makes it easier. It makes it easier on the consumer.
right, and that's the whole purpose of it, because again, right now everything is set up to where you got to stay in that certain ecosystem, whether it be, the ecosystem or whatever you want to, I'm just using that as a term, but you get my point, or
Right, right.
or the Apple system or the
Yeah,
Google system,
yeah.
whatever,
Well, Siri,
you know,
Echo, and the Google, and
right,
man, we got so many other ones. We got the
right.
new
But
ones
the whole
coming out.
thing is, until we get them to all work together, because they all have certain features that we want, right? So
Mm-hmm.
again, we're going to have some of each of those devices within our home, and just being able to like interconnect them to where you don't have to have 3, 4, 5 different apps to
Yeah.
operate things inside your home. That's the plus right there. So
Yeah, it makes it more convenient that way because it deters you from wanting to get stuff if you got to program this and then only this can do that and so
right,
having it
right.
all together in one space would be so helpful, and they
Uh,
probably could make more money because we buy it because we want it.
George is down there in the comments trying to gaslight everybody, saying good
Hmm.
morning, and one day we're going to allow him to come back on the show. So let
George,
me set the record straight. George has the link to come on the show whenever he wants to. It is not my or Carol's or Pedro's choice that he is not here. It
that's
is
right.
his choice. So
George,
now,
you could have a routine that you could say already, close up shop, and it could roll down your curtains and everything, lock your door, and all you gotta do is just stay in bed.
yeah.
Uh,
So, but
but
yeah,
yeah, this is
no,
this is
yeah,
this is a step forward, especially this is a step forward, to work these devices together, and it makes it easier for us and for folks that are not technically inclined, and it's better to have a universal something that works together. Now the
right. It's,
question now is security. What's the security protocol? Is malicious actors are able to get in? And I don't say hackers, because hackers is a very high term for people
Yeah.
that have certain type skills. I'm not a hacker, but I bet you I could get into some people's cameras that are not secured. It's not hard. You could just go enter and go to a website and actually get into a camera. It's not
Mm,
hard. So having this universal stuff, the protocols that it's gonna have in security is something to keep an eye out, because we always want to have our home network secured. You know, we have malicious actors that are always trying to steal data, even if it's just your password, just to snoop and keylog everything. You know,
Right.
so the security protocols is another thing, an aspect to look at this. And maybe having a universal standard can have high security protocols across the whole board, not just what the company thinks is better. And then, if the devices could find themselves on their own, even better, because you don't have to create an account for every single device, every smart plug you got to create an account. Like, come on.
I mean,
right.
again, they just make it too daunting. I mean, again, right now,
Mm-hmm.
everything is, they want to keep it proprietary, within their ecosystem, within their product line.
Right.
I mean, it's just, again, a lot of it doesn't make any sense, especially with the way we are with technology today. Again, like it was saying in the beginning, you all you need is a router, a modem, and anybody's laptop, anybody's computer, anybody's phone, anybody's whatever can connect to that Wi-Fi. So again, they're trying to make a system that is just like that, to where as long as it has that that label on it, that now you can just go out and buy whatever product, that works for you or has the feature that you specifically want, and you'll be able to integrate that right on into your system without any headaches, and then, like I say, just have one central location to control everything. So I think it's a great, 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 great thing. Again, right quick, Tisha popped in as well. She said good morning. So good morning, Tisha.
Morning,
Uh,
Tisha.
I mean, again, we're just, moving forward. They're going to, all of this kind of stuff is going to continue to grow, I mean, it's going to continue to advance. And, I mean, they're realizing, that they're losing sales in certain areas because they don't have these features, and then people are forced to go buy that other device and, just to get those certain features and stuff like that. So it just makes sense to, try to make it to where all of these things can, you know, per se interact with each other or interact within a certain ecosystem within your home. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it's an app that once you connect your device, then you just have you can connect it
Well,
to that app and have that central app to control everything. They
yeah.
didn't say nothing about that in the article. So
Right.
Well,
Right.
well,
Right.
well, it depends on what device you will pick. They have different hubs you could buy right now from different
well,
companies.
we're not talking about the hubs that you can buy. We're talking about the hub that they're creating to where, regardless of
That's
what
what I'm
the
talking about,
manufacturer
Ed,
is.
because all these hubs that are already on the net on purchased already on the ecosystem outside, they're gonna get to that standard, and then you can be able to use whatever hub you want. They have an Echo hub. They have another company that makes great hubs that works all with their devices, but it doesn't work
But
so
with
well
all
with.
what devices?
I forgot the company name, but it has smart plugs, it has smart lights, and as well, but it works with Alexa as well, but not as well as its own hub. So now with
Right.
the
But
universal,
so the point being, like you said, it works with the A lady, right? The A devices, right? But what
mhm,
about with the Apple devices? What about with the Siri, the smart bill, the Google smart devices, all that? They're talking about all of those stuff will be able to work together versus
yes, I
having this
understand, but I'm trying to.
individual hubs.
Yes, I understand that, Ed. Yes. But what I'm saying, there's already hubs out there that everybody has that have certain features for certain companies, but they work with other companies, but they only have a little bit of features, meaning you don't have full access like you would have if they were
Right.
all centralized, you know?
And that's the problem.
That is the problem.
Right.
But the having a certain app it's not a certain app. You get to pick what app would you like to control all these devices. So you have a choice. It's not just what app they want you to use. You have a choice now with this universal thing. So if the A lady uh uh is not working for you, you could use it as a hub, but you have a different application that will control everything, including her.
Well, I don't, again, that's what I'm waiting on. Hopefully we'll get that,
Mm-hmm.
soon. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
soon.
saying?
Hopefully soon.
So anyway, let's go ahead and run a couple promos, and then we'll get into this next advancement in technology for our community.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
Hey, coffee time crew, we got something new. Support the mission and look fresh too. Fresh rock that blue with the logo in white. Blind United shirts, yeah, they feeling right. Just 20 to hand and you're part of the cause. Helping blind folks level up, no pause calls. From Jaws with Andy to Hall Ace Tips. Support group love and crochet kits. Movie nights rolling, the vibes are lit. Every shirt you buy helps all of it. So cop that tee, be proud to wear. You're lifting up lives with every pair. Email us now, don't let it slide. Info@Blind United or join the pride.
Well, again, as we always state, again, we appreciate it. Get you some nice Blind United merch, being our T-shirt right now, and you don't realize how much this purchase of a T-shirt, or how far it goes to helping us continue to do the work we do here at Blind United and provide all of these resources and training opportunities to everybody for free. So this next one is, I'm not into it, but again, it's been around a long time, and I believe it is important to learn this, but it's always been, kind of rather costly. But with some new changes to technology, Braille displays and stuff are going to supposedly become a lot cheaper. So check this out and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Hey Blind United crew, grab your next cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second article. For decades, Braille has been the bedrock of literacy, education, and professional success for the blind community. It provides a fundamental connection to the written word, offering an understanding of grammar, spelling, and structure that audio alone cannot replicate. Yet, in our increasingly digital world, access to dynamic Braille has been hampered by a significant obstacle: cost. Refreshable Braille displays, the devices that allow users to read digital text in real time, have often carried price tags in the thousands, with multi-line models being prohibitively expensive for most individuals and institutions. But a recent headline is generating excitement, suggesting this barrier may be about to crumble. A tech startup has announced a manufacturing breakthrough poised to dramatically lower the cost of refreshable Braille technology. This development is not just a welcome discount, it is a potential game changer for digital equity. The high cost of Braille displays has created a divide, limiting access to critical information for students, professionals, and lifelong learners. While schools and agencies do their best, the reality is that not every student who needs a display gets one, and owning one personally has been a luxury few can afford. This has limited access to everything from textbooks and scientific formulas to coding and personal documents. By tackling the price head-on, this new innovation aims to democratize access to digital Braille, putting this essential tool into the hands of many more people across the globe. The downstream effects of affordable Braille technology are immense. Imagine classrooms where every visually impaired student has a multi-line Braille display on their desk, allowing them to study charts, graphs, and complex equations alongside their sighted peers. Think of the professional opportunities that open up when coding, reviewing documents, or giving presentations with a Braille display becomes commonplace, not an exception. This could spark a renaissance in Braille literacy, empowering a new generation to engage with the digital world on their own terms. It's a move that strengthens the foundation of independence and ensures that Braille remains a vibrant and vital tool for the future. They paint a picture of a future where our devices are more integrated, more connected, and potentially more accessible than ever before. What are your thoughts on this? We'd love to hear them. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
I mean, again, like I said, I'm not a Braille user, but in the last few years, I've seen a lot of advancements within Braille displays and stuff. I mean, again, there was one I seen that was like 5 grand, but it was so amazing the way it would give you a tactile image, that these kids or whatever could feel and identify and understand, like how the states are laid out or whatever. I mean, you could actually even upload a picture into it and get a tactile image of the person that was in that photo or whatever, right? uh, I mean, I just think it opens up the door so much, especially for those that have been blind all their life, that particular device anyway. Being able to, being blind all their life, a lot of people don't understand size, shape. I mean, not shape, but just, shapes of things, understanding a skyscraper from a regular building or a house or whatever. It's just so many different things, that we take for granted because we've had sight and we've seen these things. I mean, for those that have had sight and lost it, we kind of got an advantage because we already understand what cars look like. We know what a ball looks like. We know what the sky looks like with the clouds and stuff in it, and so on and so forth. uh, you know, or the night sky, with all the stars and stuff in it. All of these things now can be translated through these various Braille displays. And I mean, I get that in the past that it was very, very expensive because most Braille displays have an independent, I should say, individual dot. You know what I'm saying? That works off of an individual pin. That's all, and again, it goes through a process of where it knows which pins to push up and all this stuff. So I don't know what aspect of the manufacturing they was able to get down, and make this manufacturing a lot cheaper. But again, I think it's really, really necessary, especially, for our children and stuff that are coming through school, especially for, college folks when they going into class. I mean, now they can sit there and follow along with a book with, on their Braille display as a teacher is going over something, they can follow along in their Braille display, just like, I remember when I was in school, we had to follow along in our textbooks, right? Same thing. But now they have a device that allows them to do that, so they don't fall behind. And, and I mean, I just think it's really, really great. I really, really do. Anything that they can do to help our community out and bring down the cost, because assistive technology for us is just, I mean, it's outrageous. It really is. So we got to find a way to bring some of the cost of these assistive technologies down. And it seemed like they got something going on with the Braille displays that's going to make that happen for us. So I'm really happy about it. Go ahead,
I'm
Kay.
all for it too. I mean, anything that can help, this community, It's just awesome. And I never learned to read Braille. I went blind late, but we do have the advantage of knowing what things do look like. And so for someone who has never been able to really see, to have something that is out there that can help them more is just amazing. So you know I just applaud the way that the technology is just moving up. You know, Braille is just something that I probably am not going to learn. I tried to do the numbers. My fingertips are just not sensitive enough. I played an instrument, so those dots I can't distinguish nothing out of them. But for those who do use it, it's wonderful. That's all I got to say about it, Pedro.
Yeah, no, this is this is good that the cost is coming down. Some of the devices could run up to 15 grand, 20 grand, depending on the features. Um, Depending if it's made by high materials, meaning the exterior looks like, feels like an iPhone, because we have screen readers that feel like flimsy, not flimsy plastic, but like, how can I say? Because they're expensive, but it's plasticky. Then, the keys are plastic too, the enter keys to navigate and stuff. Then I seen some that look nice. I mean, like polished with metal buttons, even the little things that pop up, the little for the braille, metal, and it feels like premium. But imagine how much that cost. And this person that I know, he told me he put a pretty penny for it.
Mm.
Yeah, so cutting down the cost can make a quality a product that might be, they had to cut back on certain materials, and maybe they could start making it more durable, making it more premium and cheaper. You
Yeah.
know?
Well,
Yeah.
plus, I mean, again, knowing, as we know from being in the community, especially like these braille displays and stuff. I mean, a lot of people carry that stuff with them, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because you can hook your braille display to your phone, you can hook it to your laptop, all these various things nowadays, right? But also in when you make things portable, you make them vulnerable to dropping and various different things that could actually affect the performance of those devices and stuff. I mean, again, I've heard a lot of folks that are avid Braille users and stuff. And I mean, they got semi what you got going on, Carol, what I got going on. Well, I don't necessarily have that sensitivity, right? So, in
Right.
essence, we're putting a lot more pressure on those Braille dots on that display, which now weakens the springs that push them up, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It
And so
does.
now they don't push up as strong as they would, all of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, again, they definitely need, to bring the cost down, but at the same time, they got to, in essence, try to maintain that, what we want to call it, durability. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm looking, for those that use that kind of stuff. I mean, again, just make it affordable enough to where everybody can afford one if they want one. Make it, make it affordable to where we don't have to go open up a DOR case or whatever to buy some of this stuff. I mean, you get this thing down to a couple $100, whatever. Man, they're gonna come up. They're gonna fly off the shelf. I'm telling you.
They
Just
will. Because you're right. Most of the time when you get stuff like that, Ed, you have to go and sign up for a place that might take forever to even tell you no or yeah. So,
and then what about if number one, you too old or whatever, so now you can't get a case, right? Or
right.
for whatever reason, maybe you're a younger person and your family makes too much money,
That's right.
and now you can't get a case opened up, right? So there's many reasons why people cannot get a DOR case, and that also expands the fact that okay, so now these things are out of reach for a lot of people, you know. I mean, I remember George talking about he went to one of his clients' house, and evidently his mama had a few dollars, and so they told her, well, he needs this, he needs that, and so on and so forth. And they went out and they bought a whole bunch of the wrong equipment. You know what I'm saying? Equipment that he really can't use. So George goes over there to start his training for him, and dude, you got the wrong stuff. This is not a
Right.
laptop. This is a Google tablet. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not going to work. You need a laptop. You need a computer. And so on and so forth. So, again, but again, he's one of those that, again, his mama makes too much money, whatever the case might be, and now he can't afford. He can't qualify for a rehab case, and somebody got to pay for it, right?
Right.
Somebody. I mean, if he's going to get it, or he's going to do without it, and then he's going to be what? His only other option is be illiterate for the rest of his life. I mean, I don't know. That's not a good thing. But
Mm.
again, especially for these kids that are coming through school, you know, grade school, especially K through 12, they need this stuff provided to them as soon as they get in school, right? And then they need to have access to this stuff once they get out of there to continue on their education, going into college and stuff. So these Braille displays, refreshable Braille displays, multi-line Braille displays. I mean, again, especially if they're big enough to where you can now have an image on there, like they was talking about in the article. Read a graft. You know what I'm saying? It's going to reproduce that graft on the Braille display to where now you can actually feel and actually understand what a graph looks like. So all that kind of stuff is just opens up the doors so much.
Well, well, um, blind folks do know how graphs look. The tedious task of creating a graph, this Braille display that is talking about takes the hassle of that. Before we have to put a paper down and get this pen, have somebody cite it, do the lines, and then turn it over. It's a painstaking process, but having a Braille reader that's able to do that and show you graphs can streamline this process, and that's always a plus, because when you're learning or you're at work, you're doing that. You don't have time to stop. Let me start drafting this out. Let me go get somebody with eyes and start doing these lines. Start doing the next line. It stops the process, and it stops you from continuing your work. Sometimes you're in the zone, you know, and having these technologies and get more affordable, man,
Well, I
it's
mean,
so
Look,
I'm not trying to argue with you, my brother, but I done met plenty blind folks. When you say something about a graph, they say, "What is a graph?" These are folks that have never had vision in their life. They've never physically seen a graph, and they've never had the opportunity to put their hands on a Braille display that could portray a graph for them.
yes, I
So,
get that part. I'm just saying
right. But you
there
made the
is
statement that blind people know what a graph looks like. Not all blind people know
not
what
all,
graphs look
but
like.
if you're in education and you have to go through these graphs and stuff like that, there's techniques that blind people use to get these graphs down, is what I'm trying to say. So, just to let you know, there is blind folks that do know how graphs
Right.
are that are in educational places. It's just the time consuming task of doing the whole
But
graph,
this makes that information
streamline.
accessible
Exactly.
and available to the masses rather than a select few that have to find a way to understand it and use it. Now it's just
Mhm.
there. They can boom, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I mean. Again,
it's just a
uh,
matter of getting it out there.
right.
When they get it out
It's a
there and
matter
they
of,
get it in their hand.
accessibility. People being, be able to afford it. When we
Right,
say
right.
accessibility, it doesn't always mean that, it has to be able, we have to be able to use it. Accessibility also means we have to afford it,
That's true.
so,
Mhm.
and that's what really matters. So, anyway, we're going to jump into these last couple promos and then we'll get into the last article. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Hey, coffee time crew, we got something new. Support the mission and look fresh too. Fresh rock that blue with the logo in white. Blind United shirts, yeah, they feeling right. Just $20 in and you're part of the cause. Helping blind folks level up, no pause calls. From Jaws with Andy to Hall Ace Tips. Support group love and crochet kits. Movie nights rolling, the vibes are lit. Every shirt you buy helps all of it. So cop that tee, be proud to wear. You're lifting up lives with every pair. Email us now, don't let it slide. Info@blindunited or join the pride.
Well, as you can tell, we're really trying to push these T-shirts.
Hey, I love them. I love mine. I mean, it is a nice T-shirt, and I rock it with my white Dickies. Ooh, they're nice, y'all. If you don't have one yet, get one. It helps support everything that Blind United does, and I'm telling you, they are doing it. Help us.
And we appreciate each and every sale as well. So anyway, this last one is about haptics. For those that don't know what haptics are, I believe people know what haptics are at this point. It's basically where, you get a vibration for a certain thing that's going on within your smart device, your phone or whatever. They're integrating a lot of this into, like what we covered yesterday, the smart canes and stuff like that. So this next article is about the future of haptics. So check this out, and we'll close out with some comments on the other side.
Hey Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this final article. For years, the vibrations and buzzes from our phones and smartwatches have served as simple alerts, letting us know we have a new message or a calendar appointment. This technology, known as haptics, has been useful but limited. However, a recent headline from a leading wearable tech company is signaling a massive leap forward. They've unveiled a new, highly sophisticated haptic engine capable of producing a wide range of detailed and textured sensations, effectively creating a new language of touch. This innovation is about much more than just notifications. It's about conveying complex information directly through your skin, and it holds enormous potential for the future of non-visual navigation. The difference between old haptics and this new technology is like the difference between a simple doorbell and a full conversation. Instead of a single, blunt vibration, the new systems can generate sharp taps, soft pulses, and even directional sensations that feel like a gentle pull or push on your wrist. This allows for a much richer stream of information. For the blind and visually impaired community, this technology could be revolutionary. Imagine walking down the street with a navigation app running. Instead of listening to constant verbal directions, which can be distracting and drown out important environmental sounds like traffic, you could feel the directions. A series of gentle taps on the left side of your wrist could indicate an upcoming left turn, while a specific pulse could alert you to a nearby landmark or obstacle. This technology doesn't aim to replace the cane or guide dog, but to supplement them, adding another layer of information that enhances situational awareness and confidence. By freeing up the auditory channel, a user can remain fully tuned into their surroundings while still receiving a constant, private stream of guidance. This haptic feedback could integrate with apps that identify objects, read text, or detect changes in elevation, providing silent cues about the world around you. It represents a significant step toward multisensory accessibility, where information is delivered through the channel that is most convenient and effective for the user at that moment. They paint a picture of a future where our devices are more integrated, more connected, and potentially more accessible than ever before. What are your thoughts on this? We'd love to hear them. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
I mean, again, for me, anything that's going to help, us in the community. I mean, again, this is a great way to per se navigate without having any audio signal in your ear. I mean, again, with the Meta Ray Bans, again, you still got open ear, but you can hear what is telling you. Okay, turn right at the next corner, whatever the case may be. But now they're just replacing that with this haptic stuff. And again, being able to, in essence, create almost like a haptic language is what it kind of sounds like a little bit. But being able to get a lot more information that way versus audio signals and stuff, I think is always going to be a great thing. For those especially that can use it. Again, a big misconception about the way we do stuff. Not everybody uses the same thing. It's just a matter of what works for us as an individual. I mean, if you like haptics, man, just go for it. You know what I'm saying? You can get your whole life being haptics, whatever. You know, some of the audio part of it, and so on and so forth. But again, it's more about what works for you and being able to have those choices and the ability to use what works best for you is always going to be a plus. So, I've known about some of this stuff for a while now, like, getting our watches, our phones, they've always had, some haptics attached to them. Like I said, the canes we were talking about yesterday, they got haptics. Even the glide that what we were talking about, it has haptics to it. I mean, and just being able to incorporate that as something else that will benefit us, as we move forward. Again, with this ever advancing technology, this man, just making our lives just so much easier to live. So, uh, hey, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Go ahead, Carl.
I like haptics, on my phone, but I like them when I'm sitting down. And the way that I was understanding the article to, you know, talk about, feeling your haptics, you would have to have your phone basically in your hand. So you walking with your phone directionally, man. And I know I wouldn't do that. I would rather have my metas on. And you all have graciously, gifted me with that through the scholarship, and I, am taking full advantage of that technology. I'd rather be talked to like that and still have my ears free instead of
Right.
walking with my cane feeling for
Well,
haptics because don't want to hear audio directions through
well,
my
I
ear.
think you're misunderstanding what the article was saying, Carol. They're creating wearables that
Oh,
give you the haptics.
oh,
So it ain't
okay.
about they discuss the phone and the watch and stuff like that because that's where this stuff is available right now,
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
imagine you have that haptic wristband on or a bracelet or whatever it
Oh,
might
that's what
be.
it is.
So now you got that on the same hand as you use your cane with, right? You're walking down the
Right,
street,
right.
and now it's connected to your navigation. So as you're walking, it lets you know you're approaching the corner where you need to turn right or turn left.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes
You know what
sense
I'm
now.
saying?
I
So
misunderstood. I
yeah,
probably stepped away for a moment.
yeah. So I mean, again, this again, if that's what works for you, man, I'm
Mm-hmm.
down with it. So
Right.
anyway, uh, uh, you got more information on it, Pedro, or
Yeah, I like haptic feedback. You could do so much. The iPhone has taken it. It has an advanced sensor. It has multiple haptic feedback engines throughout the phone. The phone can pulse and give you a
right?
slight pulse. It could do a sharp. It could do a long one. So when I put my phone on silent, I don't put it completely on silent that it won't ring, it will vibrate. But I have custom vibrations for certain contacts. You could have a heartbeat, you could have different ones, you could make an SOS, or you can make your custom. You can make it
Right.
lightly, you can make it hard touch. So these engines are already in our phone. I like it. It makes it feel so premium when you press the back button and it moves like you actually pressed the button, but you actually didn't. When we had our iPhones 8 and we were pressing the home button and we felt that vibration like if we pressed the button, that was haptic feedback. That was early haptic feedback on the iPhones. And having it on your wrist, on my watch. When now that I have my watch, my alarm on my phone don't go off. My wrist starts vibrating me lightly. And I don't jump up. Oh, where's the alarm? Shut it up. I don't do all that. It just vibrates me and I wake up and
Right.
it's like no stress on waking up. I have another device that I use personally that is a different technology and it's visual. So this device they put haptics in it and made it accessible for people. And I was like blown away. And it's more of a recreational device, but it vibrates, it lets you know, and having no sighting, just that little bit makes a
Right.
big difference. And
Hmm.
and I seen little recording devices. When you press recording, they vibrate as well to let you know it started recording instead of just the red light, because sometimes
Right.
you just have them on you, you just can't see. and
Hmm.
and you're starting to see it out in different devices. That's pretty dope. I didn't got to try it out on the Glide. They did have those sensors, and it gives you haptic feedback on your palm. So that might be slightly of a problem depending on your palm and your feel of touch and stuff there, because some people play instruments, some people have worked in hard jobs as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, having it on your wrist is another thing, but hey, I'm all for it for haptic feedback. The more information you're able to gather around your surroundings, even if it's audible or haptic, the better for us. The
Right.
more
Right.
information,
Right.
the better.
And then just to revisit what Pedro was talking about with those, those haptics that are in within the iPhone, like you said, he named several that are standard, stock stuff in your phone, or you can do a custom one. But the beauty of it is you can also assign those to certain contacts to where when you feel that certain vibration, that's okay, that's my girl calling because it's a
Exactly.
heartbeat, or
Hmm.
or whatever. Again, it's just being able to get information without,
And I just
especially
thought of
for
something
us,
too.
right, let me finish
Go
this
for it.
right, Pedro, and I'll let you have. Especially with us, right, because all of our devices talk to us,
Hmm.
and that's not necessarily a good thing when you're out in public, right? So you don't necessarily want, everybody to know, oh, who knows, you might have, Big Booty's whatever is a contact name, and now all of a sudden your phone starts, oh, Big Booty is calling, Big Booty is calling,
Okay,
whatever,
I
right?
can see that. But no, no, let's take it to the simple one. Hold
Right.
on. Let's say
you
Right.
you're in
know,
public, you ain't got no headphones, and you have to enter your phone password.
Yeah.
Imagine
yeah,
getting a
You
haptic
do.
feedback from what key you just pressed, and you're like, okay, that's the correct key. And let me continue entering my password, because I've been in that situation when your phone is out and you have to enter your password. And
Yeah.
and your phone is like our hub, it's our little human, our assistant that keeps all our information. It
Right.
keeps all the information,
but like I
contact.
said, being able to receive that information of who's calling via
Hmm.
haptics rather than, and know who's calling via haptics is just a plus again, because now like you say, you can have your phone on silent and it'll still do the vibration. It'll still give you
Hmm.
that haptics where you're
Yeah.
still getting that information without
Mhm.
that audio signal.
And
You
to
know what
be
I'm
able to customize it, your own way is
And
even
and and and
that's the plus.
and another use that I have seen to have to feedback is in camera use. When I use my camera, when I do my content, there is a bar that tells you if you're well elevated if your phone is balanced, right? Well, us as blind individuals, we cannot see that bar, but our phone does a haptic feedback for the right when you're leaning too much to the right or leaning too much to the left. Now you could tell if you're leaning too much to the left because the way of the haptic. It's one haptic, but it feels different than the other haptic on the right. That is one haptic as well, but it feels different. I don't know how they do it, but it feels different. And I know, okay, let me balance, let me correctly balance my phone. And it will let
Right.
you know by the audio cues and haptic feedback. And I'm like, whoa, you know?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's ways to get a lot of information that way now. With them, even expanding even more on it. All that's doing is expanding the information that we'll be able to get moving forward via haptics. So I mean, again, how can we be mad at that? I mean, again, technology is just constantly evolving and making more and more things happen for us. I mean,
E-
so
Even the street signs that have haptic feedback. If you haven't ran into one of those,
oh yeah, well, I'm not necessarily street signs, but like the ones with
the
that you push
the
for the
cross,
signals. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
that's what I meant.
crosswalk button. You know, a lot of them, they beep 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 to let you know what you're at, and then the minute you push it, it gives you a haptic feedback to let you know it's been activated.
Yeah,
You
and it
know, so
vibrates when you ready to cross too.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
I mean,
for people
again,
that are deaf, it lights up. I didn't know that. I was like, "What? That's new that it
Mm,
lights up for the people that are deaf."
right.
so again, all that stuff is just great. Whenever you can advance technology and make it things more ease of access to more and more people, it just makes life so much easier for us in the disabled community. So all this is some really really great stuff. So again, I pulled up a bunch of headlines about various things that affect the blind and the visually impaired community. So I got enough stuff for them, not only today, tomorrow, and Monday, but so these next few days, including today, 3 days, is going to be all about different technology and different advancements and stuff, and not only technical, but medical and other stuff like that. That's really, really, really going to help our community a lot. So I hope you guys appreciate that. I'm definitely trying to stay a little bit more focused on stuff that really is, really of interest to our community, right? And stuff like that. So I hope you guys appreciate that part of it.
For sure. Good
So,
stories today.
Yeah, yeah, and guys, if this information has been informational, has been informative, I mean, please share, like, share to someone that you believe will get some benefit out of this, some good education on some of these devices that they may need. Also, if you have someone that is is becoming visually impaired or becoming blind, we have those free programs. info@blindunited.org to get connected with us to help a senior or someone that cannot get any type of aid from state programs. We can help and bridge that gap. Also, if you're on Facebook, thank you for commenting. If you're on YouTube, thank you for commenting as well. Thank you for those that constantly watch. So, guys, thank you and sharing. The
right.
show is growing. Thank you. We're reaching more people, and you know, thank you for that.
And again, always you can visit our website, www.blindunited.org. I mean, our schedule is right there. There's a lot of stuff about what we got going on the website. So, again, there's many ways to connect with us and figure out what it is we're doing. But if you want to be on the email list again and stuff like that and get daily notifications about what's happening, any particular day with Blind United, again, info@blindunited.org, and I'll add you to the email list and you'll get daily reminders and stuff as well. So until tomorrow, everybody, please, please, please enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And we'll be back with you again tomorrow. So have a great day, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.